Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sayong Vishnu Pad Paramangsa Parivacha Kataya Stutarasata Sri Srimad Bhagavatam Nirvana Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Kantarat Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. You're traveling through? Check set? Check? Check? Slovenia. But you work here in... Thank you for coming. Hare Krishna. Okay. We commence our discourse by reciting auspicious invocation. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, today we're continuing to read from the spotless Amala Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam. Today we are continuing to read from Canto 4, which is called Creation of Fourth Order. The chapter is 22. It is called Prithu Maharaja's Meeting with the Kumaras. Everyone heard of the Prithu Maharaj before? Yes? No? Prithu Maharaj? Anyone heard of the four Kumaras? Sanak, Sanatana? Yes? So there are four Kumaras. They are the first sons of Lord Brahma, and they are great saints, but they're in the they appear like small children because they decided being adult is troublesome, we stay young. So they were able to do it like this, so they did. And Prithu Maharaj, he is known as Shakti Avesha avatar of Lord Vishnu. Prithu Maharaj who is, we could say, a person like all of us, but he is especially empowered by Krishna to do a specific work. And Prithu Maharaj, long time ago, at his time, he was empowered to be a king, a saintly king. In India, I hear this always, that people in India still, they say, we want, how you call this? The kingdom of Ram. Because it was so nice. There was a perfect rule. And the king, he had a bell. If anyone had some complaint, he could ring the bell, but the bell never rang. So that was the kingdom of Ram. And Prithu Maharaj, he was empowered by the Lord. He was not like Ram himself, but he was empowered by the Lord. And therefore he could have a similar capacity and ability to rule the country, rule all the citizens, and bless them by his auspicious rule. So Yes, we are hearing about the meeting of Prithu Maharaj with the 4 Kumaras. And we have read for several days now about their instructions to King Prithu. The 4 Kumaras, or the leader, especially Sanatana, has instructed Prithu Maharaj in transcendental knowledge and particularly devotion to God, Krishna, Vishnu. And here in this verse 42, which we have written here also for our congregational recitation, the king, he is responding to those instructions. So you can recite. Rajo vacha krito me nugraha purvam harinartha nukampina tam apadayitung brahman Bhagavan yuyam agataha rajo vacha krito me nugraha purvam harinartha nukampina tam apadayitung brahman Bhagavan yuyam agataha. Please chant. Someone from the ladies would like to try? Rajo Vacha. You want to also try? Maybe one person? Some heroic number? Maybe next time, okay. Raja Uvacha. The king said, Kritaha, done, me, unto me, anugrahaha, causeless mercy, purvam, formerly, harina, by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, artha anukampina, compassionate for persons in distress. Tam, that. Apadayitum, to confirm it. Brahman, O Brahmana. Bhagavan, O powerful one. Yuyam, all of you. Agata, have arrived here. Translation. Okay. Yes. The king said, so Maharaj Prithu said, O Brahmana, O powerful one, formerly Lord Vishnu showed me his causeless mercy, indicating that you would come to my house, and to confirm that blessing, you have all come. Purport. When Lord Vishnu appeared in the great arena of sacrifice, at the time when King Prithu was performing a great sacrifice called Ashvamedha, he predicted that the Kumaras would very soon come and advise the king. Therefore, Prithu Maharaja remembered the causeless mercy of the Lord and thus welcomed the arrival of the Kumaras, who were fulfilling the Lord's prediction. In other words, when the Lord makes a prediction, he fulfills that prediction through some of his devotees. Similarly, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu predicted that both his glorious names and the Hare Krishna Mahamantra would be broadcast in all the towns and villages of the world. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura and Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada desired to fulfill this great prediction, and we are following in their footsteps. Regarding his devotees, Lord Krishna told Arjuna, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee will never perish. That is Bhagavad Gita 9:31. The point is that the Lord himself could declare such things, but it was his desire to make the declaration through Arjuna, and thus doubly assure that his promise would never be broken. The Lord himself promises, and his confidential devotees execute the promise. The Lord makes so many promises for the benefit of suffering humanity. Although the Lord is very compassionate upon suffering humanity, human beings are generally not very anxious to serve him. The relationship is something like that between the father and the son. The father is always anxious for the welfare of the son, even though the son forgets or neglects the father. The word anukampina is significant. The Lord is so compassionate upon the living entities that he comes himself into this world in order to benefit fallen souls. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanang sridamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. Bhagavad Gita 4:7. Lord Nrsimhadev has not descended but reappeared. Yes. Thus it is out of compassion that the Lord appears in his different forms. Lord Sri Krishna appeared on this planet out of compassion for fallen souls. Lord Buddha appeared out of compassion for the poor animals who were being killed by the demons. Lord Nrsimhadeva appeared out of compassion for Prahlad Maharaj. The conclusion is that the Lord is so compassionate upon the fallen souls within this material world that he comes himself or sends his devotees and his servants to fulfill his desire to have all the fallen souls come back home, back to Godhead. Thus Lord Sri Krishna instructed Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna for the benefit of the entire human society. Intelligent men should therefore seriously consider this Krishna consciousness movement and fully utilize the instructions of Bhagavad Gita as preached without adulteration by his pure devotees. Agyana Timirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militangena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Ong Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pastatya Desatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rajovacha Kritome Nugraha Purvang Harinartha Nukampina Tam Apa Dayitung Brahman Bhagavan Yuyam Agataha. The king said, O Brahmana, O powerful one, formerly Lord Vishnu showed me his causeless mercy, indicating that you would come to my house, and to confirm that blessing, you have all come. Hare Krishna. Yes, we thank all of you for coming and attending the auspicious discourse on the pastimes of the Lord and his devotees. Prahlad Maharaj himself, he defines what is bhakti, what is devotional service, and specifically he refers to 9 activities or 9 categories of activities. There's Shravanam and Kirtanam Vishnu. There's hearing and speaking about Krishna. So this is what we are doing now. And then Smaranam, remembering the topics of Krishna. Pada Sevanam, offering one's activities for the pleasure of the Lord. Doing menial service for Lord. Like Mataji is making wicks for the lamp, for the Deepa. That is Pada Sevanam. Then Archanam, the person who will offer it on the altar, he is doing also devotional service to Lord Nrsingadev. Archanam, Vandanam, praying. We come to the temple especially also to pray. Vandanam, and then the last 3 mentioned by Prahlad are go very deep and are not so easy. One is dasyam, meaning that one develops a complete sense of identity. I am a servant of the Lord. In all circumstances, all situations, I am the servant of Krishna. And then sakyam, that goes even deeper, to say that I am the friend of the Lord. I always act for his pleasure. I'm always his well-wisher. I'm his friend. I'm dedicated to his personality and to our relationship very intimately. And Atma Nivedanam, to fully surrender. So these last 3 are maybe more elevated, but the other ones we can very easily do. And I was a little sick. I still feel very weak and sick actually. And you can hear the voice also a little bit. So, but today is the first day in 1 week that I could make it for Mangala Arati, and I could stay here in the temple room from 4:30 until now even, and I feel so rejuvenated. We do these activities, and it gives us such pleasure. It gives us such enlivenment, and it makes the soul so happy. We can feel that, and we're very grateful that we can be here today. So, yes. And Prahlad Maharaj explains these activities, they should be offered to Vishnu. They should not be offered to some other, let's say, more powerful being than us, but they should be offered always to the Supreme. They should not be offered just to anyone, they should be offered to the Supreme. So Prahlad Maharaj, he's defining devotional service like this, and we are hearing here. And the essence of all this hearing is also our devotional service, our relationship with God, because what else is important in this world? What else is important in this world? Sanat Kumara, who was instructing King Prithu, he is empowered by the jnana energy of God, it says. He's empowered with knowledge. And those who engage in the cultivation of knowledge, they will always stress something very, very strongly, which is that we are not a part of this material world. In Bhagavad Gita also you have in one chapter a vivid description of there's a kshetra, which means the body, and there's kshetragya, who is the knower of the body. And they are distinguished. They are not the same. So those who are those who have big intellectual capacity, they will ponder this topic and they will conclude this very firmly, that there's a material, temporary dimension, and there's a spiritual, eternal dimension. And they conclude that go for the spirit, go for the eternal. Don't stay with the material energy, which is always changing and regularly rotting away in the form of material bodies that we have to carry around and have to suffer. So devotional, but the personality of Godhead, Krishna, he is eternal. Lord Nrsimhadev, he is an eternal person. You may see him not like this, depending on our understanding, but he is eternal. His form is eternal, and we are also eternal beings. We also have our eternal form. We have our eternal relationship with Krishna, or God. And those who are very intelligent, the great sages and devotees, they teach us that you are not this material body. You are a spiritual living being. You have a spiritual body, but you are in a comatic condition right now. You have to wake up. The dream is very unimportant. This material world is very unimportant. It feels very cozy. You ever had this experience? You dream maybe something very nice, but something. And then you wake up and then you feel like, nah, I don't want this to stop. It's so nice, it's so comfortable, it's so cozy. But the dream ends nonetheless. It is a dream. It is it's gone. And then you wake up again, and in young years in this world, we are also in a kind of dream. Young people also, they dream a lot, even while awake, because they think that, yes, I will enjoy, I will go through this world, I will conquer, I will have a nice life, I will have a job like this, and my girlfriend or the wife will be like this, and my husband will be like that, and I will earn a lot of money, and my car will be like this, and I will live in that place, and so on and so on. And we can dream so much, but over time, generally, the dream will fade out. And then you gradually become old. And my uncle, he would say that if you are 50 years old and you wake up in the morning and you have no pain, then it means you are dead. So, very simple statement, but so, yes, the material world is not comfortable, but compared to a dream, it is the reality. So it is what we have to deal with after we wake up. But the sages, they say that, no, this is also a dream. It is also a dream. It is not so important. It is not so relevant. You got the car you wanted or not, you live in the place you want or not, you have the money you want or not, you have the husband or wife you want or not, your children are as you like them or not. It is all not so terrible, it is all not so wonderful also. It is okay, it is just a temporary situation and we are moving by. We're moving by. And if we can be a little sober, a little satisfied, a little detached from our expectations, then Life will not be too good, it will also not be too bad. It will just go by. We are passing through, like a person on a journey. So, but our relationship with God is eternal. It is not subject to past, present, or future. There is one very nice verse. I'm sure the four Kumaras, they will also be embodiments of such reflections. Lord Vishnu is speaking to Brahma in that incident, and he is saying, Aham evasam evagre nanyadyat sadasat param. That means, I was there when there was no gross or subtle material energy. There was nothing. There was no matter, basically. There was no material energy. There was no material creation. So before this material creation came into being, Krishna is telling, I was there. Paschat, and in the end, aham yat etatcha. I who am all of this also. So God is within it also. And that is a very tricky thing. God is beyond this material energy. This material energy is temporary. The manifestations are not the all in all. And if we take something temporary to be eternal, we will always experience some frustration or... yes, there will be frustration. It is guaranteed. It is signed. So, but at the same time, Krishna is with everything also. Anyway. So it says he's sitting in every atom. He's always there. And he's with us also. So all of that which we have in this world also is our opportunity to develop our relationship with Krishna, our relationship with God. And if we don't engage in that relationship within this world, then we are missing the point of this world. We are not fulfilling the purpose of our existence if we don't cultivate a relationship with the personality who is standing behind everything and longing for a reciprocation. And Paschat, in the end, if you wind up this whole material life, this whole material existence, this whole universe, when it is destroyed, then what remains, that is also Krishna, the personality of Godhead. And us also. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will tell Arjuna, very much first point, that there was never a time when I was not there was never a time when all of them were not there was never a time when you were not there. You are also eternal. So we belong to that eternal dimension, and we should not neglect this eternal dimension. That is the task in human life. So the great sages, they always mercifully. In this verse we hear a lot about compassion. Especially compassionate, the Sanskrit here, artha anukampina, compassionate for persons in distress. So the great sages, those who are transcendently situated, that means the Lord himself and his here we hear about confidential devotees, those who are close with God. They have compassion for us, general people who are enamored by the temporary and who are not focused on the eternal, who are not focused on their own actual good. And this is how the Lord always appears. And this is how his devotees always appear to help us to get a higher vision, a higher perspective on life and the purpose of life. This is also why we have the temple here. Lord Nrsimhadev is there, Prahlad Maharaj is there, his devotee, and Srila Prabhupada is here. Srila Prabhupada has established temples with this idea. Srila Prabhupada has said sometimes that you just come to our temple and you sit down and you hear. So, applause to all of us. We're doing that. So we are hearing, because simply by hearing we can make some advancement. Simply by hearing we get some vision, some understanding, some perspective, and if we are very sincere, some deep realization. We get deep realization simply if we sit down and hear. All the truths of the Vedas, they can be realized simply by Shravanam Kirtanam, by hearing and speaking about Vishnu. The whole Bhagavatam, for example, many of the Puranas are taking place like that. It is all conversation. So, but these conversations are so valuable that they're preserved over thousands of years. Thousands of years. More than thousands. Prithu Maharaj, it must have been millions of years even. So, but we can hear about it. So it is so worthy, it is so valuable. And it is, yes, it is about compassion. Yes, Srila Prabhupada, in the end of this purport, he is emphasizing yes, we should take advantage of this compassion. We should not be lazy to take advantage of it. Just like, where are you from? Innsbruck. How long you drive by car? 4 hours. That is quite a time. So you have invested. You have invested to come here. You are not lazy to take advantage of God's compassion. That is very good. So, and all of us who are here, we have come from somewhere. We have decided to give some time like this. And that is glorious. Like, Germany is so big. Germany is such a country. I mean, India is much bigger. There are much bigger countries also. But still, in Germany you have little less than, I think, 90 million people. Or 80 million people at least, something like this. I mean, that's many people. So where are all these people? Where are all these people, at least from the vicinity here? Waldkirchen and Freyung and Jandelsbrunn. Where are they? Why are they not coming? What's the problem? Why is it so? Why is it? Where's the big gap? Where's the big bridge that we have to walk over to walk into the door and try to find out a little bit what is it about? So generally, this is a symptom of the age of Kali. It says people in these times are lazy. They're manda. People are lazy, especially about spiritual things. Laziness may mean that you say, I have a lot to do, I'm very busy, I have to work, I have to earn money, I have to, I don't know, I have to pay my rent and I have to, or pay my house off, I have to, and I need this TV, my wife wants this TV, and I want my cigarettes, and I want to drink my beer in the weekend, I want to go to the disco, and I want to go to the cinema, and I want to fly with some airplane to some faraway place. I want to see so many things. I want to do so many things. Yes, sir, but that's all the body. You're not the body, fool. Yes, it is very sad. It is very sad, actually. We will, the more we think that we are the body, and we will suffer. We will suffer so much. So, yes, so we should not be lazy to take advantage of the compassion of the spiritual people, headed by the God Himself, and that means that we make a conscious choice to dedicate our life to this. We have our background, we have our capacity, we have our perspectives. That is individual, we don't argue, but according to that, in accordance with that, we should make sincere endeavors to grow. We should make sincere endeavors to make advancement. And what is advancement? That is a question. We could ask, what is advancement? Okay, I don't know the answer right now myself, but let's have some interaction. What do you think? What is advancement? What is advancement in spiritual life? What is advancement in human life? Who has some idea? Please. I can also repeat it. You don't have to run. Arjuna, you're the senior. You have to say first.
To develop good character.
To develop good character. Thank you.
Get rid of bad habits.
Yes. No, what is that? Yasyasti Bhakti Bhagavatya Kinchana. Prahlad Maharaj saying, all good qualities develop in one who is dedicated to God. Yes?
Yeah, similar thing, to get free of all the impurities in the heart, and then the real self is...
To get free from the impurities. That's a brahmachari prayer. Karmashayan Randaya Randaya. There is a prayer to Lord Nrsingadev. You can pray, please take away all my material desires. That needs some courage. Yes? Some other ideas? Yes.
According to my experience, people nowadays talk a lot about reflection and stuff. And my realization was that this is pretty meaningless without raising your level in awareness. So I think that's a huge step on that path.
Yes, rise to a higher level of consciousness.
Yeah.
Not just philosophize.
Yeah, because without it, it's all meaningless.
Yes, yes, we can turn many circles in our mind, but we should actually rise. Yes, sir?
Something like reaching to the God, like every day you are praying and praying, like yesterday you are praying one time Hare Krishna mantra, tomorrow, today you are praying more, tomorrow you are doing further more. So coming from the materialistic world to reaching to the God.
Thank you.
Praying to the mantra.
Increasing our cultivation, increasing our endeavors. Yes, very much. It says actually that the perfection is to Lord Chaitanya, who was mentioned here also, he said, Kirtaniya Sada Hari. We should always chant Hare Krishna. Even when we sleep. That is not so easy. But we can grow in consciousness, and we can grow in our endeavors, yes. And we can spend more and more time with things that are meaningful, yes. And we will always get the benefit. We will always feel the benefit, actually. That is the nice thing. We may think that, I have to spend 24 hours with this. I don't have time. I have a job. I have this. I have that. But we can always do something. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Also, giving time to the people, doing good for the people, and thinking about positivity for the people. So when you think positivity, automatically you bring the spirituality in yourself, and then you become near to the God. So automatically you feel more empowered and more, I can say, towards the God.
Yes. Whatever spiritual advancement we make, if we share that with others, that becomes magnified. But we should be careful. There are some people, they say, what is that? Manava seva, Madhava seva? This is not true. Because a human being is what? What is a human being? I spoke about this before. What is a human? What is a human?
A soul?
No.
And a body.
That's the body. The man is the body. You understand? We should not think it's spiritual to serve the body. We should think it's spiritual to serve the soul. What is the use to have compassion for the dress of a man who is drowning? Yes? This picture is very strong. The person fell from the boat. You're on a cruise ship. You're having nice, how you call that? Vacation on the ship. You ever did such a thing? Anyone? Yes? No? Anyway. So you're on a big ship, huh? Thousands of people live on the ship. They're going from, I don't know, Africa to Australia somewhere. And then one man, he falls out of the ship. And it's a big ship. He cannot get in. So, but you see, he's out of the boat. And he's weak. He cannot swim even properly. He's already going under. So quickly, you jump in there. And you make some arrangements to get some help, and then he's help, I'm drowning, and then you and then you go there. Yes, I help you, and you take off all his clothes, and then you take the clothes and you say, okay, you can pull us out, and the man is slowly he's going underwater, and you're going out of the boat. You're going back on the boat with the clothes. I saved him. That's mad. So if we only consider the body, yes, selflessness, how to say, that is an aspect of broadening our consciousness. If we don't think ourselves the only all in all in this world. So it is good. It is and broadening the consciousness is a spiritual principle, so we appreciate. But we should be very, very careful that we are not the body, we are the soul. If we only care for the body, we are missing the point. Real compassion. Our Srila Prabhupada, one of his disciples, is that too much? We'll take the risk. One of his disciples was a young lady, and she got cancer. She got a deadly disease, and it was like certified she will die very soon. And she came to her spiritual master, crying very loudly, and being very emotionally afflicted. And she came to her spiritual master, and her spiritual master, he hit his head on the table. How many times did I tell you that you are not this body? You understand? That is compassion. To remind a person, you're not this body. Don't be so emotional about it. Don't be so lost in your dream. The material world, it remains a dream. We should not be violent or things like this. We should not be unnecessarily harsh. All these things are good, no? To be a gentleman or lady, to go through this world without hurting people unnecessarily. But we should, at the same time, we should understand the truths of life. And as much as that is needed or possible, we should help others to understand the same thing. That you are not this body. You are a spirit soul. You have an eternal relationship with God. If you understand these things, you can tolerate anything. You can go through anything. And the soul is meant to has that ability. So, yes, serving the man really means to serve the soul. Not the man, not the dress, but the person in the dress. Okay, so, yes, and so, I mean, basically I just presented the essential preaching of our movement. Srila Prabhupada here, he concludes the purport. Intelligent men should seriously consider this Krishna consciousness movement, Hare Krishna movement. So we should consider these topics of Bhagavad Gita properly, clear cut. Our Srila Prabhupada, he had his first success in the West. I'm sure in India you have seen many ISKCON temples. Here in the West, it is not so easy to find the next ISKCON temple. It is more, we are in the Bavarian forest, you have to drive 4 hours. Why is there no ISKCON temple in Innsbruck? Huh? Why not? So nowadays it is like that. We are not so prominent here in the West at the moment in time. But in India, ISKCON is booming like anything. So, but at the time, Srila Prabhupada, he came to the West. He started ISKCON in the West, in New York, and all over the world. And in India was the last country where you could say it took off. So now it is just taking off eternally. But Srila Prabhupada started in the West, and then he gave once a lecture, and there were some Indian people also, and he was a little like pinching a little. Don't feel offended. He was pinching a little bit. He said that at the end of his class, the people were saying that they were very, educated people, like well-cultured, educated, qualified, I think politicians, religionists, some. And in the end of the one person, he commented that, yes, dear sir, in your philosophical presentation, it is so clear-cut, it is so wonderful. There's no, I mean, there's always something to learn, but there's no questions, and there's no nothing missing in your philosophical system. It is so clear-cut, he said. And Srila Prabhupada said, yes, our philosophy is clear-cut. That is why they like it in the West. It's kind of, if you sometimes people are like this, no? They say, no, I don't believe anything. No, this is not a religion. This is a science. And God consciousness, Krishna it is a science, factually. You make the experiment, you get the result. It is guaranteed. You'll be happy. So your heart will be happy. Your mind will be satisfied. Your whole life situation will improve, and you can and you can get a nice life next life. So yes, it is clear-cut. So we should consider all these things nicely and draw the conclusions. Not just, yes, I read Bhagavad Gita. No, we should draw the conclusions. And as Sir was saying that, yes, we should chant a little more. We should read, we should think that, yes, it is nice and it is good and I have to do it also. Let's chant Hare Krishna more. It's very nice. And then Srila Prabhupada says, yes, as preached without adult... Yeah, we just stop it here, I would say. Yes. So we chant this Hare Krishna. Can I say this? No, we stop here. Are there any questions or comments? Yes.
Dankeschön, Prabhu. Für deinen Vortrag. Ich spreche mal auf Deutsch, ja. Ich habe mal in einem Vortrag gehört von Srila Prabhupada, dass er meinte, ohne zusätzliche Bemühung, die wir machen, wird Glück kommen und wird auch Leid kommen, ohne dass wir was machen müssen. Das ist sozusagen schon vorgeschrieben oder im Leben bestimmt, wie viel Glück oder Leid wir erfahren. Es wird ohne zusätzliche Bemühungen wird das kommen. Wir sollten nicht extra uns darum bemühen, ja. Aber wie soll ich das verstehen jetzt philosophisch, wenn ich jetzt mich um mich kümmere, ja, Sport mache zum Beispiel, wenn man älter wird, muss man sich ein bisschen mehr um seinen Körper kümmern, Yoga mache, auf Ernährung achte, frische Luft, Gesundheit. Dann kann ich ja auch besser chanten sozusagen, dann geht es mir auch besser, ne? Wenn ich gucke, was ich für Input, genau, die Kombination. Also ich kann ja nicht einfach nur mich gehen lassen und sagen, ich chante jetzt einfach nur, wenn man auf der Ebene wäre, vielleicht schon.
Ja.
Also körperlich muss man sich auch um seine Maschine, um sein Fahrzeug kümmern sozusagen, ne? Nicht nur, aber dadurch kann ich ja dann auch besser hingebungsvollen Dienst praktizieren und glücklich sein. So.
Ja.
Gesundheit ist ja auch an erster Stelle eigentlich. Ne? Also.
Okay. Yeah. I'll try to summarize the essence of the question Prabhu is asking. I guess on the behalf of all of us, it says that philosophically, it says that happiness and distress, they come on their own. So we don't have to work for happiness. We don't have to work to avoid distress. It will just happen. And we just do devotional service to God. And he's saying that, but you see that when you get old, then to some extent you have to do some exercise just to keep the body fit. How to balance. Yes, there are two thoughts coming to mind. One is certainly Srila Rupa Goswami Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu saying, Vyavahareshu akarpanyam. That means that we should not be neglectful in ordinary dealings. Also wir sollen nichts vernachlässigen unnötig. So the material energy is there. We should not neglect to deal with things, as much as they are there. That is laudable. But the question is, what is needed? What is too much? What is too little? What is the proper amount? And here I would like to enter into the second thought, which is that we have to fully give ourselves in devotional service. And this is the challenge that we face, everyone actually, that how much faith do I have in Krishna that he will maintain me? Yes. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would go to Vrindavan on pilgrimage. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would come to the Yamuna. You know the river, Yamuna? It's a river where Krishna spent his time when he was there. Yamuna Tira Vanatari. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would come there. And then he would become so overwhelmed by his love for Krishna, by his attraction for Krishna, becoming overwhelmed by this conviction, by this understanding. Krishna was here. Krishna was in here, and his devotees were here when he was there. And he would jump into the Yamuna, and he would go under, and he didn't care to come up. So that was his love of Krishna. That was his transcendental situation. So his servant had to pull him out, and then they had to leave Vrindavan because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was becoming mad in love of God. So we should see how mad can we become. That is our success. That is not our not success. and at the same time, there is a practical principle that if you take care of God, he takes care of you also. That is a practical principle. That is not theoretical, it is practical. But that takes courage. I have to do some exercise, otherwise I will become sick. But did you hear this? Did you hear an old Indian lady here in the temple asking, "Can you carry that rice bag for me?" Did you hear that? Did you hear that she's asking you? Did you think that you will do bodily exercise by carrying the rice bag? 20 kilos. Did you think about that? That you're doing exercise? Did you think that when you come here at 4:30 in the morning, or maybe 4:30, maybe it's generally a little moderate, but did you think that when you come here at 7:30 and you offer your prayers to Srila Prabhupada and then you dance in kirtan, did you think that you're doing exercise, that you're sweating, your heart is exercising? Did you think about that? So, like that? Yes. So, Krishna is able to maintain us completely. And he is doing that as much as we forget about ourselves and only think of him. That is the crux in that relationship. And that is difficult. That takes courage. It takes detachment. It takes something. And yes, all of us are challenged in that regard. Yes? Yes. Okay. Anything? Yes?
The topic of compassion reminded me of one purport where Srila Prabhupada writes that the devotee is sometimes even more compassionate than the Lord himself. Could you explain this? Why is that?
If you have some relationship and you have two people, and here in the purport we have father and son. Let's say the father is well-to-do, he's well-established in society, he's good, he has everything that is needed for a good life, and he has his child. So the child also shares automatically in all the good facilities. But somehow, it says here, the child forgets or neglects the father, and he just runs away somewhere and he's doing nonsense. So the father, he may be shy to approach his own child, because how to say, the borders are clear. The father, he wants his child to come back, and the child, he doesn't want to come back. And if they would meet just like that, then what would come out from there? It's already set. The setting is already there, the relationship is stagnant. But if you have a third person who is a well-wisher of both the father and the child, who sees how the father, he has his life, he's good, but he's suffering because his child is gone. And the small child, he doesn't understand anything, but he's also suffering. He's on his own, he's struggling. So if that friend of both, he can go to the child. So in that sense, he can be more compassionate. He can exercise more compassion because he's a third person. He can be a friend with the father. He can be a friend with the child as well. He can help them to re-establish their relationship. What do you think? You have some other thought also? Okay. Yes. Something else? Yes, please, sir.
Earlier you said Manav Seva, Madhava Seva is not correct, or it's not the correct way you see it. Yeah. But what Krishna also says is that he is a supreme soul, and everybody of us is a part of the supreme soul.
Yes.
We are coming from that supreme soul.
Yes.
Only, right? So each one of us, the body is not the permanent thing, yes, but the soul is permanent. But soul cannot reside on its own. It needs a body to reside. So all of us are souls also in a way. Yeah. So if I say that if I do good karma, then I attain the eternal knowledge and all of that, and then at some point I merge into the supreme soul. Right? So good karma is also serving the people or serving the other souls. Right? So when I say Manav Seva is Madhava Seva, that means I'm doing good karma by serving other people, or it can be donations, it can be some work, physical work, anything, right? So that means that Manav Seva is Madhava Seva, right? So I didn't understand why you said it is not that, but because you cannot serve the soul directly. How can you serve the soul? In a way, it is non-existence on its own. It needs a body. Yes, a body is temporary. It will be there today and tomorrow it's not there, but the soul is permanent. But then soul itself cannot exist. It needs a vehicle to move. Otherwise, it's not existing on its own. Yeah. So that I did not get it. Why you said it's not the correct, but it's you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, everything is God's energy. And by serving the energy of God, you also ultimately engage in the relationship. In Bhagavad Gita, there's one verse. I like this statement a lot. Krishna is speaking about performance of yajna. And he is speaking that yajna, the purpose of yajna is transcendental knowledge. And then Krishna is concluding that he's saying that yajna performed in knowledge, if you have knowledge already, you have some purpose to acquire knowledge, to acquire spiritual realization, that is better. And then Krishna is saying, that's a very nice statement that you can preach to any common person. He's saying that the end of all activities is always knowledge. That meaning, even if you do only mistakes in life, you will learn something. So there's nothing wrong you can do in that sense. But the question is how quickly you want to make advancement. That is the question. Later in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will instruct Arjuna. Arjuna is asking one. Krishna is telling Arjuna. He's giving a succession of what is the best yoga, what is the best transcendental occupation, what is the best thing one can aspire to cultivate. The first thing Krishna will tell Arjuna is Mayeva mana adatsva, mayi budding nivesaya. That means you fix the mind on Krishna. You think of God always. And your intellect, which is discriminating, which is seeing, analyzing the world, that should always be in relation to Him. Krishna is telling, in that way, you will always be in me. You will always be we will always be together. We will never be separated. If you always think of me. And sometimes it says that a pure devotee of God, he may look like a very ordinary person. He may have his job, he may have his relatives, family, friends. But his only concern is to remember God and to serve God. And he's seeing everyone around him in relation to God. And in that spirit he is interacting. Arjuna, Bhagavad Gita, it's such a strong example. It's a battlefield. And Krishna will tell Arjuna to fight. And Arjuna is fighting. And in scripture it is said that whoever was hit by an arrow of Arjuna, he was liberated from material existence. So his fighting was not ordinary. He was not just shooting arrows. No, he was surcharged with service to Krishna. And therefore his activities were supremely auspicious. So if you can just have your job and you can do some kind of, okay, we use that word, manava seva. You can serve the people in your job. I don't know what you're doing. Let's say you're auspicious work, you're a florist. You grow plants and you sell plants. You sell flowers. Then those plants, if they become saturated with your God consciousness, then whoever has that plant at home will be blessed. Because the consciousness that you are working with is saturating anything you do. And wherever that consciousness goes, in whichever form, then that has its effect. And everyone who will come to buy things from you will be blessed by giving money to you. Because when you go back home, you use the same flowers to offer worship to your Krishna. So, and And the crux in there, to think of Krishna and to the principle of that, always thinking of Krishna and always doing things for Krishna, is love. That means you have to do what he wants. That is love. You have to be concerned to satisfy him. That is love. Arjuna, his love for Krishna was like that he would go to the battlefield and he would shoot dead millions of people with his arrows. That was his love. And therefore they were blessed. So you cannot offer anything to God which is not pleasing to him. You can, but what kind of relationship is this? Offering meat to God. That is disgusting. Krishna is telling, Patrang Pushpang Palang Toyang, if you offer me fruit, flower, water, I will very much accept. If you offer it with devotion, I will accept that. But in the Vedas, Manava, we're speaking about mankind, there is a Manu Samhita which says that if you are involved with the eating of meat, either directly or you support someone, enable someone to do that, you are considered to partake in murder. Murder. Killing. Illicitly. That is very bad. So we should, for example, understand, I'm killing the chicken to feed the man. That is rascal. That is very bad. That is not God consciousness. That is not God consciousness. That is abominable. Who said that God is there only for the man? Who said God is not there for the animal? We should not kill the chicken to feed the man. That is not. You're involving the person you're feeding in murder. You're supporting that someone killed the chicken or you did it yourself. That is murder. That is very bad. That is not God consciousness. That is very ungodly. That is animal consciousness. And if you have this consciousness, then next life you will not go to God. You will become an animal. Maybe you become a tiger. You can become a tiger. The tiger, he can kill other animals. He does not suffer any sinful reaction for it. He does not. Because he's an animal. Animal doesn't get karma. But he has to suffer some karma also. He will always be hungry because all the animals always running away. But sometimes you can eat that animal. Yes, you can enjoy the taste of that blood. But this is not for human life. Human life means God realization. And God does not like that we unnecessarily inflict violence. So we should understand what is proper Manava Seva. Good Manava Seva, which Madhava likes, which is also Madhava Seva, is if we live by Bhagavad Gita, if we learn the Bhagavad Gita, if we really learn the book, we know many verses, we know what it means, we can think about what it means for my life, what it means today, and what does it mean tomorrow. We should think about these things. What does it mean for the end of my life? What does it mean for next life? Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, one thing he is emphasizing very, very much. Krishna is telling, come to me. Many verses in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will emphasize, come to me. How you do that? You think of me, you worship me, you act for me. Krishna is telling like this. And then, if you do all these things, what will happen? Krishna will tell Arjuna, you will come to me. You will not stay a part of this material world, because you are not a part of this material world. This is God's prison department. It's for rascals who deserve to take birth and die. Why do we deserve to take birth and die? What is the meaning of taking birth and dying? Why is that going on? It's the prison department. Real Manava Seva is to help a man, a human being, to understand his potential, to take advantage of Bhagavad Gita and get out of this material world. That is real Manava Seva. If you can make a man understand that here you are in a place which is certified as Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. Everything here is impermanent. You cannot hold on to anything. The small soul is always looking for someone to hold on, something to feel happy with, satisfied. But you can never have that here. You can never. You can never. Your money will go away, your relatives will go away, your body will go away. You can never stay in this material world, in any situation. It's just the big river that carries you along. So you cannot be happy in this material world. Dukkhalayam ashash and dukkha, it's suffering. There is so much suffering. So the best service that we can do to a human body is a body, but the capacity of that body is very special. That you can be conscious, you can develop your God consciousness, Krishna. You can think of Krishna, you can think of God. But what does it mean to think of God? It doesn't mean to just, yes, I know the stories. No, it means to understand His existence. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha. You mentioned bodies. Krishna's body is not material. Krishna's body is Sat Chit Ananda. But he has a body. That is a deep point. He is the body. Krishna can say, I am the body. Because he never changes his body. Krishna's body is eternal. All the forms of God, their forms are eternal. That is the difference between the form of God and the form of any living being in this world. Be he a demigod. You have all the devas, Indra, Surya, Ganesh. Their bodies are not eternal. Shocking news maybe, I don't know. But they are not eternal. God's body is eternal. That is one aspect of His characteristic. And we can earn a spiritual eternal body. We can also have a small... God is like the big fire. His body is Satchitananda unlimitedly. You cannot fathom His bliss. You cannot fathom His existence. You cannot fathom His consciousness. It is mind-blowing. It is too much to describe. God is unlimited in all aspects, in all respects. We are not like this. We are never like this. We are like the small spark. But we can also get our small, nice, very nice, Satchit Ananda body. We can get that. You can get that by associating with God, by serving God, by realizing His dimension, by thinking of Him. It is so simple, but it's very deep. If you can always think of God, you will develop God. You will become godly. You will not become the big God. You will become His eternal servant. People don't like that. People don't like to be a servant. But, people, there's a saying, better a king in hell than a servant in heaven. That is our condition. So, but if we are humble enough and we have suffered enough, or we have just had some insight, and if we are willing, we can take that position, be the eternal servant of God, have an eternal, happy position. That is Manava Seva. Become like that. Make sure, feel in this life, feel today that yes, I am working on my Satchit Ananda body. I am working on my relationship, eternal relationship with God in His sphere, in the spiritual sphere, beyond this matter. That is the best service you can do for yourself, to develop this Satchit Ananda body. Develop a spiritual, blissful body. No pain, no aging, bliss, spiritual happiness in relation with God. You can decide you want to have a relationship with Him in which form. Krishna, Nrsimhadev, Ramachandra, Varaha, Kurma. There are unlimited forms of Vishnu or God, but you should have a relationship with one of them. Not have a relationship with any other being than God himself. You have to make sure that it's God, not Indra. No, that's not spiritual. So, if you develop that, then first of all you're doing real service to yourself. You're not concerned with your dress, you are concerned with yourself. If you are working on your Satchit Ananda body, your eternal spiritual form, that is service for yourself, that is getting to know yourself, that is getting to save yourself from this material energy. Birth, death, again and again. As much as you do that, you can help another person to do the same. We will not say that it is the glorious service to humanity to stay in the prison and eat dry bread. We will tell people, get out of here, get your real life going, be happy. So that is service to Madhava. Because Krishna, or the Lord, he also is missing us. He wants us with him. He doesn't want us in the rotten material world. He wants us out of there. Madhava Seva is to collect yourself first of all and get the relationship going, or that sounds so simple, so blunt. Establish that own relationship with God. That is the first real Madhava Seva. Think of Krishna, act for Krishna, work for Krishna. That is the first thing, the best thing. From wherever we come from, you always think of him. If you cannot do that, I started like this. Krishna is telling, if you cannot do this, if you cannot always just fix yourself on me completely, then have some cultivation. Chant Hare Krishna every day, do some worship every day, offer your food to God before you eat it yourself, all these things. Like that. Then, if you cannot do that, then work for me. Krishna is telling, work for me. No, you can earn so much money. You can, not saying that you have to do like this, but you could put everything in this box. You could put everything in this box. So you work for Krishna. You should feel like this, that yes, I'm earning money, I'm doing some, maybe you can even directly do the work for Krishna. If you're a carpenter, like Robin here, he's building so many things. Here, right here. He's not working for some kind of boss. He's working for Lord Nrsingadev. Haribol. He's working for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Directly. That is nice. That is working for God. Directly, but work directly for him. That is, if you cannot think of him always, you do some sadhana. If you cannot do that, then you work for him. Krishna will tell, if you cannot do this either, why should you not be able to do it? The only reason is you don't want. If you don't want to do that, then you should work for some good cause and in that way give up the results of your work. Karma phala tyaga. Then you should give up the idea that I'm earning money for myself. You can give it to the hospital, you can give it for the school, something like. Please don't give it to feed meat to poor people. Don't do that. Please don't. That would be horrible. That is horrible. So, but you give for something. No, you can give for, I don't know, for the state to build the new park or maintain the park. Something nice. Something actually nice. Then you should do that. But Krishna has told 3 things before that. You understand? Manava Seva, yeah. But it's your God realization will be very slow in that way. Very slow. God realization quick means you serve God directly, not indirectly. That is better. Yes, at the end, all activities, we will learn something, yes. And Krishna is telling Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gyanavan Mang that after many births and deaths, a person who is in knowledge, he surrenders to me. Krishna, surrendering to Krishna means to dedicate oneself to Krishna directly. Hearing about, chanting about, thinking about, doing for him, making the giwiks for the deity. Yes, that is glorious. That is higher than Manava Seva. Not easy to understand. Because we think we are the dress. We are so concerned with the dress. Therefore we think, yes, the dress is important. It is important to some extent, but it is not as important as the soul. The soul can have a Satchit Ananda body. Try to understand this. Nothing with matter, nothing with birth and death, no suffering, zero. Only happiness, pure spiritual happiness. Service to God means happiness. If you can make a person happy, that is the greatest service. If you can show a person spiritual happiness. Our Srila Prabhupada, he was so successful because he could show people what is spiritual happiness. They would just sit in the kirtan and sing Hare Krishna. And everyone would start crying. They were so touched. They were so overwhelmed. So happy. So much happiness, joyfulness. So if you can make a person happy, that is the better service. Not this material thing. Spiritual happiness. Ananda. You can feel that ananda. Not only after this life. No, now, today. Not the kirtan. You were all there for singing. Was it not nice? It's so nice. And all the demigods, they will see, oh, these are special people. They will give you money, they will give you food, they will give you everything if you develop your spiritual life. Yes. So you can go indirect also, you can work hard like anything if you want. You can work forever in this material world, life after life. That's what everyone is doing already. But the better service is you serve God directly. Like you're doing. You're coming here, you're very nice people. You're coming here, you're praying, having a relationship with the Lord. Probably you're not here first time, no? Yes. Yes, so Lord Nishingadev, you have a relationship. Huh? He's very happy to see you, probably. So, yes. Like that, you have a relationship with the Lord. He's happy, you are also happy. You must feel something from it, no? Yes. Okay. I don't know. One more thing? Maybe not.
No, it was just a little addition to something, but
okay. Yeah, maybe let's do.
Seva, maybe, for example, if you want to help people, offer prasad. That's for example.
Yes. Give prasad to everyone. Yes. Okay. Yeah, let's have prasad. Srimad Bhagavatam ki